na na. No, did you just fart? No, that was me. Pooty dooty little tooty tooty banana fruity. Ooh. Ooh. Taco Bell. Taco Bell. What you doing by my butt? Smell my butt. You're weird. Nala, you just farted for everybody. Perry Monroe, he's a big fan. How you doing, buddy? Don't blame the pooch. It was her. It wasn't me. Nala, tell him the truth. Nala, tell him the truth. It was you. Wakes up, better go live. I go live whenever I want. Yeah. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing about it. I'm in Cali Bobali. Morning. That's right. Yeah, he's on live watching. Yeah, I know, right? Correct. Agreed. Little funkadelic. These little funkadelics. I'm gonna start calling them funkadelics. Ooh, blueberry pancakes? That sounds pretty bad. Why is your face so greasy? My hair has a lot of hairspray in it right now. Because I have fine hair. So, I am so excited for tour. Crystal, does it give you options to buy badges when I go on? I don't know. Oh, yeah, shout out to me? Yeah, what a guy, yeah. Looks like she ain't ready to wake up yet. You ain't ready to wake up, are you? Hmm? Whatever. Karma. Looking into Greek mythology. Let's see. Hamburg, Germany. I love Germany. Yep, I got that chain. I got that chain. Who are all these random ass people trying to go live with me? Ain't happening. Nope. Just looked at that. No. Did some research. Oh, you did? You the man too. See, people can formulate their own opinions. I like when people can do that and they can recognize as real. That's always cool. I played him so good. Nah, I gave him. I didn't play him. I gave him a real necklace. That was a $20,000 piece I bought at the Diamond District in New York City. And he gave me a $5,000 piece from Sonny the Jeweler. So, blah, blah, blah. I'm going down the bachelor a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. Do it this way. There you go. Thanks, Cameron. Okay, finally got something I can report grass drummer for. You're you know what? You need to get out of here, dude. Everybody report him with that last comment. Grass drummer 66. Let's get him banned. Took it too far there, bud. Nah, enjoy that. People don't be rude. What can you do? I don't care. They're jealous. It's just jealousy. Working out's good, man. Morning pup snuggles. You know what time that life is, bro. Please don't break my heart. I just deserve that. You just got done doing it. Please don't break my heart. I don't deserve that. He said, go record. Good morning, chica. Good morning, Crystal. Crystal, you never told me, are the badges working? I don't know. I don't know how this works anymore. I didn't activate them or nothing, but I see you got like 3 badges, right? Who cares about the time? It's 12:44 p.m. here in Florida. Who cares? I don't know. Today's gonna be a really good day, though. What's up? Where's that speaker? You got booty breath. Your breath is kicking like a Jackie Chan movie. But I'm still sleeping. Tears are good for your heart. This isn't his. She goes by the pronouns they and them. Your eyeball on the purple on the other side with the purple hood. Yeah, the grape juice, crazy. The grape juice edition. Can I post my Cash App? No. I'm just waking up. I ain't got time to type shit right now. Come here. Come here. Come here. Yeah. She got booty breath. Then go donate to the Ukraine right now, and I'll come on my Instagram saying I feel more comfortable. Go do it right now. Why would you be waiting? Here, talk to Nala. I'm right here. I do. I love the new Spider-Man movie. That shit, it's really good. Thank you, Monique. Okay, you bought a badge. I guess I have badges on my account. I don't know how. Instagrams. Yes, so serious. Changes, I guess. Why really do you see that, bro? Don't procrastinate. Thank you, princess. It's Nala. How many pillows do I sleep with? 10. Is it cold here today? I'm not sure. I do need some coffee, though. Where's everybody at in chat from? Like, where are you guys from? Do we have a few countries in here? We got Canada, we got America, 2 countries. Marie, my sister's here. Bada kita. What up, girl? No, what country? What countries are y'all in? Oklahoma. Australia. Okay, that's 3. What's up, brah? What's up, guy? Gal. Gally, belly, belly. Tell him, Melly. He definitely has forgiven. He definitely has a forgiving heart in many circumstances where most would not. That makes him a very unique person. Yeah, but you gotta know your worth too. And, you know, you can tell in people's actions if they don't want to be with you. I guess you could say, you know. Finland. Shout out to my homeland. I do not Snapchat, no. Is the pistachio coffee back out? Bro, are you taking a bath, Rocky? What you doing, boy? I didn't get that emoji. I'm good at deciphering things. I'm cryptic, but I did not get the bubbles. The bubble. I don't even know what that emoji means. Do I ever think about getting a fade? I have one. Yep. Just gotta go back in. I went in about 2 weeks ago. Just gotta go back in. Get it laced up again. Okay, Crystal clearly is not caring to block the right people. That's not nice. Sorry, Crystal. Damn. Thought you would be good at this stuff. I'm gonna let Tika handle the mod. It's okay, I don't need a mod in here. I don't really care. Let him talk. I'll have to hire somebody professionally to do that. Okay, there you go. Got 10-4, Crystal. Buenos días. Buenos días, muy bien. Ooh, real green hat came up in here. Yeah, I gotta see what my boy doing. What up, bro?
What's up, dog?
Congratulations, man.
What's going on?
Just chilling, man. All kinds of shit, man.
Yeah, how you been? All right?
Yeah, man. I'm doing my best. I'm hanging in there, you know.
Good, man. I actually just ran into your podcast you did with Steve. It was good shit, man. Very entertaining stuff. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it was. I felt like he was coming at me though in a very.
Yeah, I felt that a little bit too. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of had a. I don't know.
It was just. Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't. Some of it didn't make sense. I was like, you know, all right, I'm gonna answer your question, but like, there was just some things that he just like, kind of just disputed, and I was like, okay, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Listen. I actually did I signed the hat and everything, and it's at my apartment. I just kind of been like just keeping low, getting sober, getting off the. I told you.
You look great. You look great, by the way.
I put on some weight for sure.
Yeah, you look great, man.
I look a lot healthier than the last time we FaceTime right before I went in, remember?
Oh my God, you look so good, bro. I'm so happy.
I was in bad shape.
But see, there's people like us that will apply what we need to, and there's people that won't. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
You know, like you're the kind of dude that I'm like, I got the utmost respect for this guy because I'm the same way. If I feel like I'm falling off, you know, the wagon or something like that or anything, I'll hop right back in and start doing some work, you know? So.
I fell off the wagon. I fell off the wagon and hit my head on every fucking piece of it on the way down. It was bad. I was in bad shape. But, and we were talking about doing a podcast, and I told a couple of my close friends about it, and they were like, dude, you guys got to do that. And I was like, yeah, man, you're out in California, so we got to figure that out, man. And
yeah, no, I mean, I think we could pull in some cool people.
A good
I think we could have some good energy. I've been, you know, I tried to do a podcast with this other joker, and it's some guy who pretended to be my friend, and then when I didn't want to get him on a song or something like that, all of a sudden turned his back on me completely. This Canadian dude, and just like started like opening up a GoFundMe for my baby and saying he's the godfather of my baby, and
Tried to capitalize off your child.
and then he took all the money because he was opening up a GoFundMe for Melanie, my ex, when bro, there ain't even no child support or nothing in place. I sent the girl $2,000 last night.
Well, I hadn't talked to you about it yet, but I seen one of your lives I was watching, and like, I don't know, they came to your house. She's like acting crazy. I don't really know what happened. I'm not gonna, I don't want to get in your business.
You don't even want to know, bro.
That's a messy situation, bro.
It sucks when you're in a relationship with somebody who you like know deep down doesn't really love you or doesn't care about you. I don't know if you've had that kind of experience before.
No, dude, my girlfriend's awesome, but like, at the same time, I'm not Aaron Carter, so it's a little.
But how long? But I mean,
you know what I mean?
But how long y'all been together though?
About 7-8 months since like July of last year. So, yeah, it's coming up. The one I had before that was tough because I had, she was getting high for like a grip, and I was sober through it all. So I had to like get out of that situation, and just to get high later. But yeah, this girl's amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. No, I mean, relationships are a tough thing, especially from a recovering addict's point of view. It's, when you first get out of rehab, to all of those people who are uneducated in the disease of addiction and rehabilitation, right. One of the things that they'll tell you is that, you gotta take at least a year after that to get yourself into a relationship, because you become codependent, and then there could be triggers. A lot of the times, us women don't understand that our biggest downfall is you. Our biggest downfall sometimes is you. And that's not to say that you are to blame. That's just to say that, maybe we go through hard times and doing things. It's like, so I learned that, and so at this point, I'm just like, I have a son, I have an ex, and I got a career, and I got all these allegations going around me about me. But guess what? Where's the steel behind around my hands?
Right.
Where's my mug shot?
I haven't seen it.
Because it doesn't exist.
That's because they're allegations. That's all it is.
Correct. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, you don't know me from Adam right now. You know what I mean? But most people who know me will look and say, you know what? You're not that kind of person, Aaron. And I'm like, you know what? Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. There are people like that who come on and try to bash me for it. Bro, I lost like 13 shows because of this already.
Yeah, you get a lot of hate, dude.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to handle it. The good thing about like my whole thing is like I get like 95% because I don't like tick anybody off. I don't. I don't.
I mean, a lot of people. I mean, what would be what would you have to say about the whole situation?
About your situation or my
Yeah, about observing it from an outsider's point of view.
I mean, the thing is I'm not involved in it. So like, I mean, I don't really have an opinion on like whether you did it or not. But at the end of the day, again, if there was concrete evidence of it, I feel like it'd be more serious than it is, right?
Yeah, I mean, if it really transpired, I wouldn't be.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
we all really know that truly at the end of the day.
And a lot with the last couple of years with cancel culture, I mean, kids come out that so many people have just put false allegations on people or whatnot, and they've it's come out and people have been exonerated. It's a dangerous precedent to set, honestly.
I mean, yeah, I agree that precedent really can change the narrative or screw things up, and the internet, as of right now, as we know, it never really goes away.
The worst part is like a lot of the time, the celebrity will settle out of court, not because they're guilty or admitting guilt, it's because they just need it to go away.
Yeah.
It's just a whole thing they can't or won't want to deal with. So, that's also is just.
Yeah. See, I'm not the kind of dude that will settle out of court. I'm like Achilles.
You're gonna fight it. I know your ass will
I'll go
fight
and fight
it to
the
the end.
biggest motherfucker, and I'll end it real quick. Like that's it. Like, you know,
You're gonna fight it to the death. I already know.
and I mean it in a legal way, guys. I don't mean it like I want to hurt nobody. I don't want to hurt nobody. I want everybody to be cool. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't got a lie to kick it. You know what I'm saying? Like I keep my pole close to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, I keep my pole very close to me. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, but like I said, it's like, okay, if this, that, and the third is true, okay, why in all of this time, why am I still sitting here? Why am I still standing? That's because they're allegations, right?
That's all they are.
And it's all been like dropped, you know what I mean? Already. There are no.
But they can do so much damage. That's the thing. Is like cancel culture, man. It's just like.
I mean, look, I lost 13 shows. That's $135,000.
Oh, I'm sure it's a lot. I seen you weren't coming to Florida neither. I was fucking annoyed about it. I was like, why is he coming to Florida?
You know what? My mom is in Tampa, and she really wants me to be there, and she feels like there's a lot of people like honing in on me and just like that creepy MK Ultra Illuminati type shit. You know what I mean? When it really doesn't exist, but actually there are a conglomerate of people out here who are sick and twisted and fucked in their head, and they're fucking Scientologists, and they don't believe in God, or, you know, they're atheists. You know, like, they have no higher power. Their higher power here is money.
Yeah, that's what Scientology is. It's just giving money to like escalate in the church. It's like insane.
Yeah. Yeah, you see the churches and the stuff, how they do out
I was
here.
in New York City, bro, just walking. I don't know what part I was. I was in the Upper East Side, right? And I'm just walking. They're like, "Hey, will you come in and watch this video?" And like, but halfway in, I realized, oh my god, I just got pulled into a fucking Scientology church to watch a video. So I was like, fuck it, let's just see where this goes, right?
Yeah, I'm the kind of guy that do that too.
For Dianetics. They want me to buy a book. I was like, no, I'm not buying this stupid fucking book.
Yep, and then you buy more books, and you buy more books, and you buy more books, and more books, and more books, and more books, and that's how they get you in. So there's there's Scientologists out here, and yes, they are real, and they're creepy ass motherfuckers. So I'll tell you this: in 2019, when I had all the 9 restraining orders against me, when I was in court, there were like maybe like 4 or 5 Scientology people in there, and one dude comes up to me, and I started filming him. I'm like, this motherfucker looking at me weird, and he looked like a fucking ogre. He was like 6'7", and yo, I went right up to him, all right, and I was recording him. He didn't know. I said, "Hey man, what's up? What are you doing here?"
Right.
And he looked at me. He goes, "You're pretty intimidating, aren't you?" And I go, "I don't know. Am I? I don't know."
Dude,
that's all I asked. I said, "I don't know. Am I?"
What did he say back to you? Just walk away?
I thought that was a weird thing to say to me. He's like, "Oh yeah, you think you're pretty." No, he didn't say you think you're. He goes, "You're pretty intimidating, aren't you?" And I go, and he was this huge motherfucker, and like it was just a lot of people just lingering in the courthouse, just wanting to gawk and see.
It's like, you tell me, like, you just came up to me out of nowhere and said,
yeah.
There's nothing that preceded that.
So no, and I was like blown away, and I even have him on film doing it, and then I look at him, I go, "So like, what are you doing here?" I see you kind of like looking at me from over there, and you trying to look at me all aggressively. I said, "I'm gonna come right up to you, and I know you're like 6'7", and your breath smells like hot trash on a Tuesday, but like, what's up?" I'm like, "So what are you doing here?" He goes, "Oh, I'm an attorney." I said, "Oh, really? I need one. Give me your card."
That was it.
Didn't give me a card.
Oh, he did.
No, because he
wasn't an attorney. For some reason, I think they just like look at you and just prejudge you, and just like out of nowhere they just won't like you.
Yeah, it's prejudice. It's prejudice, is what it is. It's
something. Because
it's prejudice, or it's that I go against the grain with the system.
Yeah, you're very different compared to a lot of these people. You don't give a shit.
I don't. You're just gonna do it your way. About being famous. I don't care about like I don't care about what people want to label me as, because I can end it for y'all real quick. Y'all want to say this, that, whatever you want to say, but why am I still chilling then? if you were to go in and do what the allegations are about me right now, you wouldn't be sitting in your bed right now.
Right.
You would be in jail. You would be in jail, like straight up.
Such a
And
wild,
you and rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Does it ever just like beat you down? Like, does it ever like just like aren't you just like ever tired, just like exhausted mentally from all this?
You know, for me, unlike a lot of the other boys, you know, that I see, they haven't been doing it for 26 years. They don't have that kind of experience under their belt. So when you have that kind of experience under your belt, you start to realize that the music industry and the entertainment industry, it's like I use this theory. I'm like, it's like chasing after a star, right? And they're chasing after the stars. But everybody, all y'all watching, you want to do this life, you want to live this life, just remember one thing. Once you finally reach that star, it's going to burn you, or it's a ball of gas and it won't be there by the time you almost get to it. So if you use that analogy in your life, then it just it changes your perspective on what is fame, what is celebrity, what is, you know, fortune does not have to necessarily coincide with fame. And, you know, so I look at the situation, and I will tell you, California is full of a conglomerate of people that will conspire to bring you down. They will conspire to bring you down, and it's an evil, malicious, just, you know, not good thing. And I see it, I catch it, and I catch the players involved. There are players involved. There are people. It's like a chess game. But what they don't realize is that I'm really actually good at chess in real life. And I see this stuff happening, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Keep going. Keep doing it. Because these people who hated on me, starting like 4 years ago, 4 years ago, I had a house that was 3,000 square feet. Come on, Nala. And then now I live in a 4,100 square foot home. You know, I put all my stuff on the wall to remind everybody, you know, and remind me mostly. So when I wake up in the day, I'm like, you know what? Don't forget who you are, Aaron, and what you offer this world. And, you know, there's actually been some revelations lately with with my family. We're looking to see about reunification. So I haven't spoken to any of my family in 3 years. They're the ones who, my twin sister and my brother are the ones who had, you know, restraining orders on me. And I look back now and I think about that too. And I'm like, you know what? Rightfully so. But like, cause I wasn't in a good place. I had people attacking me, and I had to get strong. So
that's a great revelation. I mean, that's a hard one to come to. That's good, man.
Yeah, and then I realized, you know, like what affects me, what really affects me, is it some comment from some joker on here that's like, you know, no, I don't care what you have to say. Like, you can say what you have to say. I might respond to it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I care about what you're saying. Like, I'm gonna get off the phone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't believe that one comment. Oh my God. Like, no. Like, you'll see hate thrown my way, and you'll see a different kind of hate with the other boys, like 954 Enzo, and with, you know, Ghost World, and with Island Boys and all that. It's a different kind of like cancel culture thing going on. And it's like, okay, you think you want to try to cancel me? Okay, well, in what's really happening is that you think you're canceling me, but what you're actually doing is elevating my status, because I come out with flying colors every time. I pass with flying colors every time. You know, that's what you have to do. It's like, you have to, you know, if you got the CPS involved, which I have now an active open case.
Well, I've always noticed you're always unapologetically yourself, which I respect.
I don't. I mean? Because you could lose it all tomorrow, bro. Like,
exactly.
You could lose. You don't know. You know, you could accidentally get into a car accident, and, you know, kill somebody accidentally or something like that. And even though it was an accident, you know, still. I got the utmost respect for Green Hat. I really do. I think he's a very
My bad. My
whatever.
fucking crazy.
I already know.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, I've just noticed because, like, you know, it's not like you've just been involved in so many controversies that not even your fault. Like, I remember the one with Michael Jackson. You have to come to his defense, and it's just like you've just been hardened, you know, from that type of shit, just over and over and over again. It's just like I feel like they got a target on you for some reason.
Oh, of course. I mean, the entertainment industry always needs a villain, and the one thing that they don't like though is when they think they're creating a villain like AKV, and then I'm way too smart and I'm 2 steps ahead of them, and it's like, okay, if you want to go, like, let's go. I'll meet you in court. I'll meet you, you know. I will call the police on your ass, like, because I grew up different, and people go, oh, you a snitch. Okay, then I'm a snitch. Because
if someone breaks into my house and robs it, I know who they are. Like, I'm gonna say something. Like,
right. I mean, like,
I don't live by a city code. I hate to break.
So I'm a snitch. Okay, yeah. You know what? Call me a snitch. That's cool with me, because like where I got my, like, it didn't stop. Like, okay, so we got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we got 4, we got 5, we got 6. I mean,
that much shit's happening to you?
I've got about 30 of those.
Oh, Jesus. That's
just in the last 2 months.
That sucks, dude.
That's just in the last 2 months. And that's why, like, you know, a lot of these kids, and I see what you're you know, I see what you're doing with them. It's like you're trying to, like, kind of steer them in the right direction, and that's what I felt like Adam 22.
Yeah, with Enzo especially, I just try to get him to grow up a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, put in some work. Like, if you're gonna do this for a job, treat it like a job type thing. Like,
correct. Like, you gotta have the work ethic. You can't just expect it to be handed to you.
Nothing comes. Like, I mean, I'm sitting here at my job. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like there's nothing wrong with having a job.
Like, when
having a job, like, uncool. Like, that's not how it works, fellas. Just because Aaron's job is what he does doesn't mean everyone's going to do that or be able to accomplish that or has the talent to do it. Like, most of us don't, and I think that's really fucking.
And it's like too. It's like if it is your job and you're going to do it, it's like, can you actually go out there and do it? Can you actually go out there and not make it about bitches and, you know, snitches and bitches and all that? Can you make it about a job? Can you put the work ethic in? Can you not, like, party? Can you not do drugs? Can you not go out there and let people influence you on the road? And, you know,
exactly. And what I've noticed is a lot of these people.
Like, what is it about? Like, what? Because at the end of the day, for me, it's about getting my bag.
Exactly. And the problem is people want to be rappers on Instagram, right? And that's fine and dandy, and some of them are good. But, like, the problem is they want to live that lifestyle before it's within their means, right? They want to live out of their means. They want to have the lifestyle of not having to work.
I see that. And you know what? I think we're the same in that regard. Is that, like, first of all, we're like, I'm closer to 40 than I am to
36.
20. You know what I mean?
36. I was growing and have a decent work ethic. That's how I was.
Okay, so I'm gonna be 30. I'm gonna be 35 this year, bro. So you're only like a year and change older than me. So we understand each other. Like, I understand you, and I truly feel like, I was like, you know, I love this guy because I see he's trying to do something that I'm trying to do.
And I grew up on. I mean, I grew up on you. I mean, that's how I know. Like, I know you. We're the same age. Like,
and the way I know you is that I'll go on YouTube and I'll watch, you know, everyone I feel like, you know, like, and then all of a sudden, you know, I saw you checking the Island Boys or whichever one it was.
Before they were even the Island Boys, they were just Fly Soldier, you know, was brother.
Oh, Fly Soldier. Well, you know, I saw it and I was so happy. You're like, yo, show me you my money. You're like, okay. You're like, I got
yeah, like, I don't
you know, you know, I got a TV. I got like 30 grand and 20 grand in dogs, and I was dying. I was like, yo,
I'm a regular guy. Like, I literally forgot my wallet to work today, so I'm having to use Apple Pay. Like, I'm that guy who's like, not only do I not have cash on me, sometimes I forget my wallet because, like, I don't care that much.
Bro, same. Like, even with my situation, like, that I'm going through with old girl, with my ex, like, last night, you know, she blown me up, blah, 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 you know, up until like, you know, 3, 4 in the morning. I'm like, all right, you know what, whatever. I'm like, you know what? Here you go. Apple Cash. Here's 1,000. Oh, by the way, here's another 1,000. Like,
Right.
and there's not even anything in place. Like, and you say you want to be back with me? Okay, we'll prove it. Because you put out there's allegations about me that will never go away, and that's public record. So I can speak of that. But the DCFS and all these they got so basically like upset that because I record everything. I'll put everything on blast because I see people for what they're worth.
Well, you got to
They
protect
put,
yourself
they
too.
put in the court documents so you know that I couldn't, you know, exploit or talk about my son on social media or talk about any of this stuff going on. And it's like, okay, well, but I do have I do have freedom of speech, and you're not going to get me in any trouble for speaking my truth, whether they, you know what I mean? But they literally put in the documents, you can't talk about your son and the details of the court
Right.
stuff right now. And then I got
If it's
people
an
always
open
constantly trying to come in here, and people here know there's some people here, there's some goofy people, you know, involved, and they know. And they'll come on here and they'll be like, yo, tell us where your son is. What's up with your son? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, why are y'all so invested in a baby? You know, if you really cared and you thought something was wrong with something was wrong with me, which is bogus in the first place. If you thought something was wrong with me, this isn't how you would treat it. This isn't, and you say, oh, well, we care about the kid. Then you wouldn't treat the father of that child that way, because he's going to see this one day. He's going to see this one day. Like, you know, like when he's 10 years old, you know, Green Hat's still going to be going, and probably in a much larger scale. Watch. And him and I, you know, right before he had to check out, you know, from, you know, all this bullshit a little bit, we were talking about doing a podcast, and we could do a real podcast. People always tell me, oh, podcast. I'm like, you know what? I'm cool with that. I want to do that. And I think both of us come from different angles, but at the same time, we understand. And well, me personally, like I said, if we were doing something, I would be like, well, I'm going to come at you personally from a different level. Why do you think it's okay? Please, you know, Enzo, or, you know, Ghost World, or you know, Island Boys, if we got both of them, and I'll be like, yo, do me a favor, guys. Tell me what is fame? Because if you sit here and tell me that fame, like, watch, that they won't even know what to say if we were to ask them that question. It would take them a minute. They'd be like, wait, oh man, what is fame? Oh yeah, you know what it is to them? Money, bitches, clothes, and that's it.
I think it all just comes down to getting the clothes and the money. I mean, that's to get the girls. At the end of the day, it's just to get laid, I feel like.
But the thing is, bro, like I've already surpassed 1,000K with how many girls I slept.
Oh, I'm sure you can just pick one out of the comments if you really wanted to. Like,
no, I'm gonna be straight up honest.
Literally,
like, I've been with like probably thousands of girls, bro. But like my dick is clean, and I just had a healthy baby, and I'm very happy about that, and I'm very happy about the fact that, like, wow, you know, whew, like, you know, nothing bad ever happened to me. You know, yes, I was always, you know, practice safe sex and all that. But like, yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, thousands of girls, you know what I mean? And then you get to a point where you're like, this, like, the booty don't do it. The boobies don't do it. People, you start looking at, once you get into the industry, guys, and all y'all watching me, and because y'all probably see this later. So when you're watching this, you guys got to remember, man, that there's such a broader spectrum of being famous than you even understand. And you guys are chasing after this light, but can you handle the pressure? In my opinion, no. I see a lot of people that can't even handle, you know, I can't even handle the pressure, you know, and they're not even really in it yet, you know? And it's just, I see it, and that's how I even got involved with Green Hat. And him and I are very close. I'm sending Green Hat a plaque of mine that I've had for, you know, 25 years, and he's sending me his original Newport hat. He's sending me, but I'm sending him something that's like, you know, like that's on my wall. And you know, it's like I see these kids, and I'm like, yo, do you guys really want to do this? Because this is hard as shit. This is really hard. Okay, yeah, I got some accolades on the wall, but this is hard as shit. It's hard as shit. You lose a lot of friends. You have friends that come in your life, and you have to lose them because they were never really a friend in the first
I
place.
feel like a lot of them would be fair weather, type thing. I think you have the right outlook on it. I think if you're going to be famous, you have like a responsibility
Yo,
to,
I said that. Yo,
you know what I
I
mean?
told people that the other day. I think it was like last night. I was like, I've been watching Spider-Man recently, the No Way Home a lot, and they always say in all the Spider-Man movies, with great power comes great responsibility.
Right. Yeah, because people look up to you, people watch you. I mean, it's just all about the money, and like, I don't want to single anybody out as an example, but like, you got to set some type of good example and influence for people that look up to you, type thing, and especially with this generation coming up, it's just like, damn.
See, I'm different, bro. I'll call them right out on their bullshit, and you do
I
too,
know.
though. You do too. You do too. We're the same. We're the
I'll
same
call
kind
them
of
out
sort
to
of
an
dude.
extent. Like, I'll let them get it out there, and I'll give my opinion on it, but I'm not going to say, like, you're lying or this or that, even if I think it or I don't buy
No,
it.
it's in very few words, and
Yeah.
it's almost like you're trying to like dumb yourself down to explain to them.
You'll see it on my face. I can speak with my face.
Well, I want to get the whole podcasting up and running like immediately. So
Yeah, we got to talk.
if you just give me the green light, green hat, I'll get all my people, and I'll text you over some ideas. You text me some ideas for the podcast name, and then I'll Well,
we had one.
get it going.
I just got to look in the text. We had one. I'm trying to think it off the top of my head. It's in the thread we have. It's our text thread. So
Okay.
I'll look at it. It was a good idea, and yeah, like I think we could get some pretty good people on there, some pretty interesting people. I think that's big.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know that like one person I want to get on our podcast who I know I can get is I want to get Adam 22.
Adam 22.
Yeah,
He's got an interesting story.
Yeah. I've done more podcasts with him I think than any other artist has.
You just pulled up on him.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm pulling up on you.
Yo, you know how us Florida boys are. We'll come up on you.
I don't give a fuck. Especially if we got
we will come up on you. I don't care. Like
You really don't give a shit.
You want some sort of smoke? Okay. Well, the smoke I'm gonna give you is going to be intellect, and it's going to be completely contrary to what you think that you're expecting. Like, I'm a dad now, and I'm a single dad now, and it's really I don't know. It's like I foresaw this happening, and then I'm like, oh, damn, like, and she wants to work it back out with me, bro. After.
And how do you feel about that?
I don't know if I can do it, man.
There's your answer, man. I mean, if it's something that you're not going to be 100% into, you know what I mean? It's like, but at the same time, I mean, I don't. A lot of people will be in a miserable relationship just for the sake of the kid type thing. But I don't know what's worse. I don't really feel like having a good single father and a good single mother is a bad thing necessarily. I think having parents that are together that fight and that are miserable is much worse. Like that, maybe that's just
much worse. I mean, you're going to put your kid around an environment that's going to be, unstable. They're going to learn lessons that you don't even realize they're learning at such a young age because they're sponges, and it's hard because I was talking to Kent Street about this, and I was just like, yeah, she wants to be back with me and all this stuff, and whoop, 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 and says, I'm going to do this, that, and this, that, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, but it's still never going to go away, what you did and what you said about me. It's never going to go away. Like I'm going to get on with people, and I'm going to come back on with you. You're going to see that shit, and you're going to be like, wait, is that true? Like,
you would have to,
capable of that?
Forgive her and have that resentment completely out of your life for it to ever work. You know what I mean? Because then, it'd be second guessing. So if you can do that, then you have, you guys have a shot. But if it's something you don't think you can, and I don't know the particulars, I want to ask you, but
no, we can talk about it. Everything after my trial coming up.
Yeah.
Then we can talk about everything else.
But I mean, something you feel like you can forgive and actually forgive, not just say okay, but really not, not mention it, not think about it. That's the tough part. Is really. letting the resentment go fully. That's tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, see, I've learned to let go of a lot of things. You know, I've learned to let go of a lot of the kind of smearing stuff go on me, you know, because like I'll go on the other boys' accounts and I'll see, you know, and they got a bunch of goofy Georges on there talking a bunch of dumbass shit, and I'm gonna come see you and blah blah blah, and and it's like, why do people think that they need to use that kind of behavior to get somebody's attention? You know, you could get somebody's attention by saying, "Hey, man, I'm a really big fan, man. Like if I saw somebody be like, yo, I'm a really big fan. I may or may not agree with everything that you've done, but I'd like to have a conversation with you, and then we can have an intellectual conversation."
Makes sense.
Not where, you know, you're talking over people and, you know, nobody's listening to you. Nobody wants to not feel like they're heard in their relationship. No one wants to not feel like they're respected, or no man, at least, you know. And
I agree. I mean, I try my best not to respond to the hate, because at the end of the day, it's not really a reflection on me. It's a reflection on them. But the people that come at me in a nice way and say something nice, like, I mean, their time's no more valuable than mine. So, like, I try the best that I can to, you know, pretty much respond to everybody, even have a conversation, even if it's just DMs or whatever. But,
yeah,
you know, it's just, it's
and
exhausting.
you'll see in DMs too that they'll act completely different, bro. They'll act
when no one's around, and they can have your attention.
Yeah, they'll act completely different, and then that's something I get pissed off too. I'm like, yo, why? What's the problem? Why are you afraid of commenting that on my account? Why you got to say it to me in a DM? Oh, you're doing amazing, Aaron. Blah 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 blah. Like, okay, then say it publicly.
And they'll be talking shit in the comments on a live or some shit. Yeah, people are Instagram. Like, I didn't before this all happened, because the way it happened with Fly Soldier was, my buddy, I guess, had gone live with him. I had like 200 followers, and he just like.
But this was before he was anything though.
Yeah, well, I mean, he had 50. I mean, we both, because the video had like almost 2 million in like 4 weeks before it got taken down. So like, it was a lot for me, to the point where it was too much for me to handle.
Why did it get taken down?
I thought I had to get high. What?
Why did it get taken down?
I don't know. I thought Fly had paid the guy to get it taken down.
He probably was a third party copy strike.
I mean, he was gaining a ton of attention for it. Obviously, you know, he went up 50,000 followers in like a month, 2 months, but it was bad attention. So like, I don't know. I guess he let it run its course or whatever. But it's all over, you know, TikTok. It's all, you know, it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Everybody else is monetizing off of it. Yeah, everybody else is monetizing off of it, and that's, to me, that's not cool, because like I told you, like, trust me, I know Adam very well. I've known Adam for 4 years, and the guy's been nothing but straightforward with me. And you know, he might ask a question, but he'll listen to you though. He's not trying to. He'll ask a question. Obviously, he wants to get some sort of, you know, maybe controversy or something through it. That's what he does. You know, so I get it. You know, I get it. So, but it's all about how you respond to that question, and that it's almost like Adam's like psychologically evaluating you, like when he does stuff. And like, so I have the utmost respect for him, you know, when it comes to the interviews and the podcasts that I've done with him, and him just letting me be myself. And when I was doing my interviews with him, bro, I was going through a hard time. I was not happy with the world. I saw what people were doing, and I was just like, you know what? I gotta fight back. I'm either gonna fight back right now, or I'm gonna lose the war. You know, or the battle. You know, and I'm built for battle. You know, I'm built for battle. I'm built for war. Obviously, that's why I'm still standing after 26 years in this industry, when all of these kids, they're barely even that old. And I'm thinking to myself, well, can you go almost 3 decades? Can y'all go 3 decades of just perseverance and just sticking to what you do and never putting it on the back burner and keep making music?
I mean, there's so many guys with #1 song, like Fetty Wap, Designer, like all these guys that are just gone. Like, people don't realize 3 decades is like a hard amount of time to stay relevant. You know what I mean?
I know. I was looking up at I was looking up Lil Xan. If we did our podcast, I would want to bring Lil Xan on.
Yeah, man.
And I would have some questions for him, because I don't know. I see he's saying all this stuff with his manager Stat Quo.
I've
That
seen
like,
it, and I relate to the kid because I know he's got an issue with substances, and I understand that. But at the same time, I think he's just made so many poor decisions financially and things like that have just kind of gotten him into this rut. And you know, he's young. Like you can't really expect nothing less unless someone's managing his money. And like you said on Steve-O, the whole little program where you want to release money in increments as they get older for child stars and young people. You know what I mean? Whatever the case may be, is a good idea.
you saw that? I've actually
I watched the whole podcast the other day.
the whole Carter law. Yeah, it was just like because, and I don't speak from personal experience. So when I got my trust fund money and I got like $4.4 million, which I was actually supposed to get $46 million. Okay. But my parents didn't put in the right money from the Coogan Law through Paul Peterson, who created the Coogan Law, which is 15% that goes into your account, as from minors working, blah, 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 blah. And then I was thinking to myself, man, it's not a good idea to hand over an 18-year-old $5 million.
No.
It is a big, big, big mistake.
Yeah. Because
you know what I did with
extreme lows. You know what I mean?
Ooh. But you know what I did with it? I went to Guitar Center and I spent $500,000 in 1 hour on production gear.
Oh, shit.
I did. I bought an AWS 900 SSL console. I bought MPC 2500. I bought about 15 different pieces of analog outboard gear.
Well, I mean, you can think of that as an investment if you used it. You made music with it.
It was like a hard knock. It was like a hard knock college type of investment. And then I ended up hiring Zachary Horn, who was a master engineer through Full Sail in Orlando. And that was my bro. And I paid him $60,000 salary a year that anytime I called him, he had to come over and we had to work. And I'd be like, I got 20 beats I made in the MPC. And they were literally like just 4 bars. And he would throw it into, he would engineer and throw them into sessions in the Pro Tools. And this was like 15 years ago, bro. He would throw it and he would structure the beats for me. And then I started getting to the point where I was like, I can do this on my own. Like, because I don't want to have to depend off of people. And I noticed a lot of people they don't want to show you, they don't want to show you what it's like to be an engineer. They don't want to show you exactly how to record and do these kind of things, because then you take their jobs away from them.
Right.
Then you take their jobs away from them. But I just, I see a lot of these, I see some potential, with, I will tell you guys this. Island Boys won't go longer than 6 months to a year, and that's just a fact. There is going to be there's not even going to come close to longevity. I mean, look what happens with 6ix9ine and Lil Pump and Lil Xan. Like,
and the difference between them is like those guys had like I don't want to sound any type of way, but like a skill set at least where they could, have somewhat of you know what I mean? It was more their actions outside of music that really put them in the shitter. Where these guys are doing a good job as far as trying, you know what I mean? But they just need to put out music that's solid to keep it going, and we'll see if that happens or not. But I get what you're saying. Like, you need some type of talent to have longevity at the end of the day. You can't just have a
you gotta have a balance, and you gotta understand that. Okay, well, how far are you willing to take your perception? And then who are you really? And what's a better option? To go with what the perception and people want you to do and watch you. Because I see ghosts do that, and people be like, "Yo, shake your head, do this, do that." I'm like, "Yo, don't do that, man." Like,
you're not people's puppet. In my life out of nowhere and poured a gallon of hot sauce on his face, dude. He's like, "Hot burn."
I know. I saw that.
I was like, "Dude, it's hot sauce." It fucking burns. What's the matter with you?
Like, it doesn't need to be done. Like, they can change the narrative, and they're the younger generation, and little do they know. It's like, do they realize that they have millions of people? Do they realize they do have entertainers and real people, real artists like me who sold 70 million records, like watching them, like seeing what they're doing? Like, because my industry, I'm constantly studying it. I'm constantly doing my due diligence. I'm kind of constantly seeing what generation is going to come next. And right now, I'm scared shitless.
Yeah, I've just seen, and just the people I know, it all comes down for me just like work ethic. Because like, even if you're going to do this for a living and you're going to make money off it, you can't treat it as a hobby, or you can't, like, it's just, you'll have some type of success, but you're like,
but let me ask you this. Like, you might be more well diverse in that culture than me, but I get it too, because like, you know, I'm a gun owner, but I'm a responsible gun owner, and I'm just like, I think to myself, I'm like, is this really how people think they're gonna become famous now, by pouring hot sauce in their eyes and you know,
the
jumping
clout
off of roofs
or like
and doing.
it's the clout.
What's your opinion on that? What, because
Clout's
you're
ruining.
more, like I said, you're more well diverse in that. So what are they doing?
I just think like this feeling of gaining clout, because I think fame and clout at the end of the day are slightly different. Because I think there's, you know, if you take the analogy, like, you know, our money, it was backed by gold, right? Like, you know, fame is backed by gold, where I feel like, I'm not saying monetary, but I'm saying where clout is just, it's
No,
a
I
flash in the
understand the
pan.
analogy behind
You
it.
know what I mean? Where, you know, you might get some follows out of it.
Like a flash in the pan, guys. He means like when you're actually digging for gold, and then you shake around, you keep looking. Oh my God, there's a piece. Let me grab it. Like,
exactly. And I just think, I don't know, like some people, they get a taste of it and they just, it drives them nuts. They just need more and more and more. And I think it's the same thing as a drug addiction, because it gives you that same, you know, release, that same serotonin, whatever the case
it
may
does
be.
give you that euphoric experience. Yeah.
You know, you just can't let it get to you. You can't start treating people like they're less than you or like whatever. And I know some people have
And let
character.
me tell you something. Even after my longevity in my career and what I've done, I've fallen into those traps too.
Oh, I'm sure.
I've fallen into.
I'm guilty of it. I'm not saying.
I'll watch the boys, all the boys on, like, you know, talking to you and, you know, other people and what they're doing, and like sometimes I'll fall into that trap, and then I'll be like, wait, hold up. I'm too grown for this shit, bro. Like, I'm too grown. Like, okay. To the island boys, it's like, all right, why aren't you guys investing your money properly?
I mean, as far
Like,
as
why are you buying clothes and bags and things that all depreciate?
no,
Where's your home?
buy land, buy a house.
You know, because we all know that we all can tell that, you know, bro, I've gotten Airbnbs so many times. When I go on tour, I get Airbnbs, you know, and we can all tell that it's a front. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me ask you this. Like, so I gave this kid, young stunting boy, right? And he's like my little prodigy. I gave him about $1,200 or something like that to invest in all this gear. He came from Arizona to come here and I told him, listen, you're going to be in the studio with me? Shut the fuck up, sit down, relax, and watch what I do. Because he's an artist now. He's becoming an artist. So, like, he's got his door locked. I'm on. Wake your ass up, bitch. Tripping in California king like a king. The fuck? He came in last night. Like, and I believed in him like a couple years ago, bro. And he's getting there. He's starting to make music, but he's actually pretty good. And I stand for a different kind of movement, like a love movement. There's a reason for this. My clothing line that's done $5.3 million worth of sales just by e-commerce, you know, in like the last 4.5 years. And I just that's the kind of person I am, you know. Are they doing that for their friends?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I don't, you know, and I like doing it too. Just because the fact is, I like to kind of talk to different people. But like, yeah, it's no one puts anybody else on. It's more of like a race to step on people's heads and push them down, if anything. And that's the truth. You know, just from what I've seen, that's just not. It's just, you know, it is what it is. I mean, keep in mind these kids are young and they're going to learn, and you know, it's just, why step on someone else's head to get ahead type thing. You know what I mean?
No.
So I think helping somebody out is a little bit more rewarding, if I had to guess. But at the end of the day,
I agree. But when I saw
if you give someone clout,
when I saw,
that's crazy.
Yeah, but when I saw you come on and I saw you trying to, you know, somehow you were able to get through to somebody so bad, but with just like chill, calm, you know, cool. And
I didn't know what the deal was. My friend was like, talk to this kid. I was like, who is this fucking guy? Like, what the hell? And it was not I'd seen him before. He set me up to get slammed by this guy.
Your homie from New York.
He like set me up to get like fucking. I didn't know this guy was gonna talk shit, like come at my neck, and like I was like, what? You know what I mean? And like, yeah, it just kind of ended out that way, I guess. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I was trying to embarrass the kid.
what I saw and what I loved about it, I was like, oh, yo, I understand this. I understand this dude. I understand Green Hat's ideology behind all of this. I understand his intellect. I understand how smart he is. I understand he knows that he's smarter than what they can even comprehend. So he has to kind of bring himself down to a level to like where you are just to get through to you and speak to you like a third grader. Like I noticed that and I was like, man, like he could literally say 10 things that you're not even going to be able to comprehend.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's been times where I've used some words that were a poor choice. That's for sure.
Well, no, I'm not saying poor
they didn't
choice.
understand.
I'm actually saying, no, I'm not saying poor choice. I'm saying like you're 36 years old, right? I'm 30, going to be 35.
I think I just represent like the common man. I mean, at work, I just do this for fun. I'm not really trying to make a money or career.
But that's where beauty grows. It's like when all of a sudden you see a rose grow in the middle of the desert. Like when you see a desert rose, when you see those desert roses, and you're like, how did this flower even show up in this? And yeah, I would love to have a talk with me, myself and Green Hat and both of the Island Boys, because I got a lot of things to say to y'all. I got a lot of things to say, and I don't think anybody's like giving you advice that has sold 75 million records, because guess what? Those days are gone. Those days of selling 75 million records are gone.
The whole streaming thing kind of fucking threw a wrench in all that, didn't it?
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I was like, okay, finally, somebody like that is intervening in the Z generation and really trying to change it. Like it wasn't like when you were with Fly Soldier, it wasn't like you were trying to put him down, but you were saying, what does it matter? It's
just more reactionary.
Yeah. I mean, well, every action has a reaction, right, in this world. So it's like, I was like, man, he's just trying to tell you, bro, that like you're gonna end up losing it. Like even they weren't even really nothing at that point when you were talking to them. At
that point, I mean, they had a small audience and whatever, and
Bro, I saw it. I saw the video. The first thing I thought was, oh, here's this guy. I don't know who this guy is, Green Hat, but he seems like some sort of influencer in some way. And then here's this Joker, looking like Angelica's like Barbie doll, and like, and flashing. Oh, how much money you got? How much money you got? How much money you got? Bro, did you take that money to your grave with you? You know what I mean? Do you take that money with your? No, you take when